Hello my lovely subscribers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Latifah Ayana. For those of you guys who are new here, I make videos on self-love, self-care, health and fitness routines, and tons of foodie surprises. Today's video was actually inspired by just what's going on around me in society. I'm noticing that a lot of people are pregnant right now, which is great, congratulations. But one of our main concerns as a woman when we're pregnant is what our body is going to look like after this baby exits. Like, are we going to stay the same way that we were before, or are we going to be this total complete different person? And for a lot of women, you know, we want to go back to the way that we once looked. We don't want to keep the baby weight. Today I'm going to just show you guys little tips that I use and just speak to you guys about what helped me when I was pregnant, in hopes that it will help you guys as well. So first things first, I have a son. His name is Kai. He is 5 years old. I was pregnant with him when I was 19 years old. During that time, I was just like, I was scared about giving birth, but to be honest, I feel like I was more afraid of what my appearance would be after I gave birth. You know, like at that age, you have like crop tops and shorts and all these things. I literally gave away everything one day because I'm like, I don't want to be that mom that's walking around pushing a stroller with a crop top and shorts. And then, first of all, it doesn't really look good. But then if you have like belly fat and all this other stuff, like it definitely doesn't look good. So, you know, in my head, I'm like, damn, like my life is over. Like I'm giving all this clothes away. Anyway, at that time, I wasn't into the gym or like working out or anything like that, but I've always been this person that loved walking. And when I was pregnant, I would research different things of like how to have like a fast delivery, to make the, you know, just to make your delivery process a little bit more smooth. And one of the things that popped up in a lot of the articles that I've read was walking. So when I was pregnant, whenever I would feel pains or I would have somewhere to go, I would walk. I remember this one day, it was actually like 11 o'clock at night, and I was feeling like these crampy pains, and it was different for me because during my pregnancy, I didn't really feel any cramps or any pains or anything like that. So I'm like, I need to go to the hospital tonight to find out what's going on. Now, at this time, I lived in Crown Heights, and my doctor was at Methodist Hospital. I walked all the way from Crown Heights to Methodist Hospital, which is like, I don't even know how many miles, but it's a long walk. Maybe like a 40 minutes to an hour long walk, and I walked all the way there. And this was me throughout my pregnancy. I walked everywhere. And I did this like not even knowing that it would help me in the future with my weight loss. But now I know, like, that was a part of the reason why I was able to drop the weight so fast, because I got into the habit of walking and exercising when I was pregnant with. So that's definitely tip number one, to walk. Just walk. Even if you're feeling pain, walk the pain off. I'm telling you, it will help you so much. When I was pregnant, I gained 35 pounds. So I was 130 prior to getting pregnant, and at the end of my pregnancy, I was 165. So I gained exactly 35 pounds when I was pregnant. Due to me walking, my labor and delivery was so easy. I have to tell you guys this story really quick, because this is how much walking helped me. My son was born on July 16th. I started feeling pains on July 15th, the day before. It was like these dull cramps in my back. And my son wasn't due until 3 weeks after this. So I'm wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why am I feeling these pains? Like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, something is wrong. Something is not right. Because, like I said, I did not have these problems when I was pregnant. So my mom, she came over that day, and she spent the entire day with me. And she's like, your belly did not drop. You know, like, you're not having him anytime soon. Like, she got up and left my house at 10 p.m. 2 hours later, I remember, because it was a Monday and me and my mom was watching Basketball Wives, but whatever. 2 hours after, I'm sitting on the toilet and my water breaks, and I'm on the phone with one of my friends, and I'm like, I'm sitting on the toilet, but I'm not peeing. Like, there's water coming out of me, like my water broke. And this was at 12:02 a.m. exactly. My son came out at 1:59 a.m. When I got to the hospital, they literally had to rush me. I was already 9 centimeters dilated. I was on the bed, and the nurse was literally like, what's your name? What's your first name? What's your last name? Like saying it real fast because we had no time. Like he was coming out. One of my legs was on the wall. The next leg was like I was spread out because that was like the only way of comfort at the time. That still wasn't comfortable. But I'm telling you guys this story just to tell you guys that clearly the whole day that I was feeling these dull back pains, I was in labor and I didn't know it. My water broke at 12:02. My son was born at 1:59 a.m. So I only felt that period of pain for an hour and 57 minutes. And I really feel like it had a lot to do with the fact that I walked. Like the only reason that you should not be walking when you're pregnant is if you're bedridden or if your doctor advised you to do so. Other than that, you need to walk. It's good for you, it's good for your baby, it's good for your labor and delivery, and it's good for your weight loss after. So here's a picture of me 3 days before having my son. And here's a picture of me 7 days post-pregnancy. After you give birth, the nurse comes and she takes your vital signs and she weighs you to see, you know, where exactly you are, make sure that everything is good after having the baby. So my nurse, she was pretty nice. I don't remember her name, I wish I did. But one of the conversations that I had with my nurse was not only about the health of my baby, but I wanted to know, like, is there any way that I can get rid of this? Because I felt like my stomach was sitting on my lap. And I just had so much excess fat around my stomach. Clearly it's normal because I just had a baby, but in my head, I'm not only thinking about the health of my baby and the health of myself, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get rid of this belly? Like that was one of my main concerns. And I don't know, am I alone? Am I the only one that thinks about that, or does other people think about that as well? I feel like every woman has this concern after she gives birth. Like whether she decides to speak on it or not, every woman looks in the mirror like, damn, like they turn to the side like, damn, like no, this is not working for me. Like I need to find a way. But anyway, I told her that I wasn't comfortable with the way that my body was, and I asked her if she had any advice as far as what I should do post-pregnancy to help tighten back my stomach. So she told me that when I'm discharged that I should go to the front desk and just let them know that I had a C-section, although I didn't. And she told me that they would give me this wrap. So the wrap is supposed to help with back pains from the epidural and improve your posture and bind your belly. So I went ahead and I actually looked up exactly what binding your belly does so that I have factual information for you guys. So it says if you bind your belly 10 to 12 hours a day for at least 40 days, it will help you return to your pre-pregnancy size in 6 to 8 weeks. So this is what I did, but I did not do it for 10 to 12 hours. I did it faithfully. So I mean, every day, all day, take it off to shower, put it back on after the shower, playing no games. Like I'm wearing this all the time. Like that's what I did. Tip number 3 would definitely be breastfeeding. It was so hard for me to breastfeed because I didn't produce a lot of milk. So, you know, I thought that when I was pregnant that as soon as you give birth to the baby, like they latch on, they get breastfed, and you know 1, 2, 3 is easy. That is not the case at all. It wasn't the case for me, at least. Like, I mean, he used to latch on and he would be like pulling so hard that like breastfeeding for me was horrible. It was so bad. It was so painful. It was so much because first of all, like I wanted to breastfeed him, like that was always my goal, but I had problems with latching him on, and I had problems with producing the milk. And when I did begin to produce the milk, he was still having problems latching on, so the milk was just there, like getting engorged in my breast, and it was just like the most painful experience ever. But however, although breastfeeding is hard for some people, once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. It's really, really good for the child. You know, it has all these health benefits, and it's also really good for the mom as well because it helps to shrink your uterus back to the size that it originally was before you. I just wanted to go back a little bit because I told you guys that I would walk all the time when I was pregnant, but I do not want you to think that after I gave birth that I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna breastfeed and wear this band and that's it. No, I still kept up with my walking. I still made sure that I was doing what I needed to do for me to be my happiest self, so that I'm being the best mother that I can be for him. Now, the difference is when you get pregnant, you have to incorporate your child in whatever it is that you want to do, but you find ways and means of doing that. But do not let go of yourself. Make sure that you walk. Make sure that you're still doing exercises, even if it's the smallest amount of exercises. Make sure that you do it. And that leads me to tip number 4 is actually something that I was doing subconsciously. I did not know that it was helping me lose weight. I actually began to do this because my son began to get gripes. And gripe is when they have like trapped air in their stomach or they're just gassy. And I was trying to figure out like why is he getting gripes? Why is his stomach hurting? What is the problem? And something just clicked in my head like, duh, it's because you're not eating properly. So you can't breastfeed your child and not eat properly. Whatever you're intaking in your body, you're giving to that child. So because my eating habits were all over the place, I was filling my body with gas and passing it on to him. No, sorry, baby. Anyway, so I started researching ways to figure out how exactly to get rid of the gas in my body. And I really wasn't finding anything. So I just thought about the number one thing that any Caribbean person would tell you, which is drink some tea. Like, it'll be okay, right? So I used to pour a cup of hot water every morning and drink it before my son woke up. And I would drink the plain hot water before actually drinking tea. That way, trying to like release the gas in my body. But when I decided to make this video, I just started to reflect on things that I did when I was pregnant and in the beginning stages of motherhood for me. So I had to kind of like think back because it was 5 years ago, and I'm actually trying to give you guys my experiences. I didn't just want to like research it and say, well, you know, Google says this, that, and the third. Like, I want to tell you guys what worked for me. So then I actually pulled it up, like, you know, was this helping me lose weight? Does drinking hot water in the morning help you lose weight? And it actually says that drinking a glass of warm water first thing in the morning can help with weight loss. And I didn't even know that. It says that warm water increases body temperature, which therefore increases the metabolic rate. An increase in metabolic rate allows the body to burn more calories throughout the day. So here I am drinking hot water to release gas, not knowing that it was actually helping me burn calories and helping me burn and lose weight. So with that being said, I hope that this video was super helpful to anyone that's pregnant, planning on becoming pregnant, or anyone that just recently had a baby. I just want you guys to remember these 4 tips. Tip number 1, make sure that you walk. Even if you're in a bad mood, you're not having a very good day, you're feeling pain, walk the pain off. Just walk. It would not hurt you just to walk a little bit. It will help with your delivery process, and it will help you lose weight after giving birth. Tip number 2, bind your belly. Make sure that you wrap your belly after giving birth. It would help with your back, it would help with your posture, and it would help shrinking that loose skin and make it reattach to your stomach muscle. Tip number 3, breastfeed. It takes 10 weeks for your uterus to shrink back to the actual size if you're not breastfeeding. If you are breastfeeding, it takes 6 weeks. So get on it. Latch that baby on and breastfeed. And tip number 4 is to drink hot water every morning because it will help you lose weight. And also, I don't want you guys to feel like, you know, just because you may not be losing weight as fast as someone else, that, you know, something is wrong with you or you're putting yourself down because of that. Don't beat yourself up. Everyone loses weight at a different pace, at a different time. But as long as you're trying, as long as you're being consistent, it will work for you as well. Anyway, I hope that this video was really helpful for someone out there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and stay tuned for so much goodness. This what happened when I think about you. I get in my feelings, yeah. I start reminiscing, yeah.